What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And I have a good one today because we are going to be reacting to the battle of the Panda Bears. That's right, it's the Panda Bear battle. I would have never even thought these two had a disagreement. To me, they're doing the same thing. They both chameleons. They both done somehow inserted themselves into a man's space and they cashing out. Hit the Cash App and support they show. They cashing out on the super chats. You know, I would have thought that they was partners in crime, but I guess inevitably there wasn't enough super chats for the both of them. There wasn't enough cash apps for the both of them. There wasn't enough simps too dumb to know that they're chameleons and they're pandering for the both of them. So they got the battle to be the ultimate queen of the manosphere. So with that being said, let's give our proper introductions before we start this reaction. All right. In one corner, she cried when Kevin Samuels passed away as if that was his best friend. But of course, she did not show up to his funeral. Courtney Michelle. No, I do not know her height. I don't know her weight. And I don't know where she's from. All right. So that's the best I could do for you guys. And in the other corner, all right, I don't know her height. I don't know her weight. And I think she's from Dallas, Texas. I'm pretty sure about that. We have the Bayesian, the Trini, the Jamaican. I don't know which island she's from. Somewhere in those Caribbean islands, Queen, who Kevin Samuels was a member of her channel, Chantelle Simone. And in the battle of the Panda Bears, without Kevin Samuels here to tell you which one of his daughter had the better talking points, Alex is going to be the judge. So we're going to react to this and we're going to see who won the battle of the Panda Bears. Now, before we get this thing started, I'm going to be honest with you guys. All right. I was trying to figure out which stream to react to and everything was like an hour to 2 hours and I don't got time for that shit. So Chantelle uploaded a clip that's only 10 minutes. That's the one I'm using. So this may possibly be biased. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. So hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's fair enough for me to make a fair judgment on who had a better point, who is winning. But if it isn't, that's too damn bad because I ain't about to sit here and watch no 2 1-hour live stream with a bunch of people talking in circles, all right? So we got 10 minutes. We're going to break this down. We're going to see who won the battle of the Panda Bears. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Let's go.
This is why I would expect more women who claim to have Black men's best interests at heart to support, promote, and encourage men to get their passports. Because
okay, so right off the bat, Chantelle doesn't make any sense. Why would a Black woman who lives in America, Dallas, Texas, in America, okay, who's single and unmarried and has the Black man's best interests at heart, suggest that he gets a passport to be happy in a relationship or marriage? Chantelle, if Black men take your advice, how the hell you gonna ever get married or in a relationship? See, this is what I'm saying. You guys are goofy. Y'all can't tell she's a chameleon. Y'all can't tell she's pandering. Right off the back, her point doesn't make any sense. You gotta ask yourself, guys, let's use logic, okay? Let's really think. Because a lot of y'all don't critically think about stuff. Let's critically think about this. Why would a Black woman in America who's single and unmarried support a movement suggesting that the best thing for Black men to do as far as their relationship and marriage is to go overseas and get a woman? All right. I can only think of 3 logical reasons why a woman would say such a thing. All right. 1, she's secretly a divester and she don't really fuck with Black men. But she sees an opportunity to get a bag, so she pretends she fucks with Black men. So ultimately, she don't care if y'all leave or not because y'all not on her radar in the first goddamn place because she really want a snow king. All right? That's number 1. All right? Number 2, only reason where I could think of where it would make sense to do this, okay? She thinks y'all all are lames, fat, broke, ugly, socially awkward incels, and she would never choose you guys in the first place. So that's the reason she doesn't care if you guys go overseas, because in her opinion, no one who watches her show or anyone who's involved in any of these movements will be on her radar to date anyway. So she just doesn't care. And she's just like, yeah, go overseas. I'll support that. Okay. Or 3, she's a strong, independent Black woman who don't need no man. And she making so much money on YouTube talking and supporting the Passport Bros and supporting SYSBM. Chantelle Simone could just go live and within 10 to 20 minutes, she'll have $600 in her chat. Y'all boy Austin Hollerman, who's actually a bro, you would think if you're going to Support passport bros. You would one support an actual bro. He got a whole damn GoFundMe up trying to get some more money to go and trick overseas, and he only got $333. It's been like 2 months. She gets $600 in 30 minutes every single day. So she a strong, independent black woman who don't need no man, even though she using men to live, but that's neither here nor there. She get her D on the side, and for that reason, because she's not really concerned with getting married or having a family or being in a long-standing relationship, she doesn't care if you guys get your passports and leave. Give me any other reason why a black woman in America will suggest or support black men going overseas to date and marry, who's unmarried. I would even understand it if she was married herself, but she's not. What sense does that make? What sense did that make? Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Chantelle's whole platform is stupid to me. I don't understand it because if Chantelle, all right, we're looking at Chantelle, all right? Now, y'all overhype how attractive she is, but she's a pretty girl. She's not ugly, all right? You know, I'm a little slanted because I live in the DMV. When you live next to D.C., you see Chantelle Simone's 10 times a day, right? But she's a pretty attractive woman, all right? She keeps herself in pretty good shape. She claims to be caring, nurturing, submissive, feminine, friendly. She's fit. What's the problem? How come nobody's dating her? How come she's not married yet? And you also got to ask yourself this. Birds of a feather flock together, we all agree, right? So therefore, if Chantelle is feminine, friendly, cooperative, caring, nurturing, submissive, whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it, okay? You have to assume she has a network of friends who are the same thing. And you would also assume, even though women tend to hang with women who look less better than them, they usually only have like 1 or 2 friends in their group that look as good as they do, so that way they'll look even better. But you have to assume at least 1 or 2 of those girls, or she at least knows a network of black women who are as successful as she is, keeps themselves in shape like she does, and has the same qualities that she does. So if she cared about the happiness of black men and helping them find successful relationships, knowing that most of these brothers, can't really afford to go overseas for any extended period of time. They might go for a weekend or a week, but they can't stay. 2, can't afford to bring a woman back. 3, don't have a remote job where they can move over there and earn the same income to take care of the woman the way she would be expecting them to. So ultimately, at best, they could date a woman overseas, visit her maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and basically cut themselves because she's going to be sleeping with a loco when they're gone. The best thing for her to do is say, well, I'm the woman you guys want, so let me hook you guys up with my friends and tell you guys where me and my friends hang, what me and my friends do, what me and my friends are looking for, and let me bridge that gap. Okay, let me introduce y'all to some of my friends. Let me gather up some more women who are just like me and start pairing you guys off. But no, she says she wants you guys to get a passport and go overseas. I know I'm going on a tangent, but I just really don't understand her purpose. I don't understand why she's here. Obviously to make money and to give you guys something to look at, because clearly you don't live in areas where you see Chantelle Simone's that often. But I don't understand her point. To me, she would be way more valuable to the community if she did that. Why don't you hook men up with other women like you, since you're everything you're claiming to be, even though no man has apparently seen that value in you yet, but I digress. Instead, you out here telling the men to go away. How does that help any women in your situation? How does that help any single American black women who live in America? How does that help them? It doesn't. It doesn't. And like I said, I argue it doesn't help the men because whether people want to admit it or not, the passport bro movement is not really effective for 90% of black men. 90% of black men are not going to be able to make that work. And the fact that most of y'all didn't even have passports or apply for passports before this movement started, which is crazy to me. Like, now you're going to start applying for these movements and going for this and you expect this to work? Nah, I don't see it. So to me, she's just a waste of space. She has no purpose to be in this space other than to take super chats from the real passport bros who are actually overseas and actually in relationships with women overseas. I swear everyone in these spaces make the most money talking stuff about stuff they didn't do. The marriage coaches who aren't married make the most money. The passport bros who don't live overseas and don't have a foreign wife make the most money. It's just crazy to me. But to me, she serves no purpose to be in this sphere other than to take money, take clout, take views away from the men who are actually passport bros. It's crazy to me that y'all don't see this, but let's continue with the video because I done cooked Chantelle enough.
As a peaceful life just said, it's complete. And even as Courtney admitted earlier, the dating market is complete trash. And I understand that not every man wants to go overseas, but if you want a wife, it makes a lot more sense to go overseas for a wife instead of...
No, it doesn't. Again, you're here. So if you're here, we have to assume there's other women like you here. Unless you're subconsciously admitting that you're trash, why would you say it makes more sense to go overseas instead of saying what actually makes more sense, which is, how do I find women like you? Where do women like you hang out? What do women like you do? What's attractive to you guys? And why don't you take the women who are like you and tell you, hey, from talking to the guys, men like this, men like that. Men don't like when you do this. They don't like you when you do that. Instead of telling the guys to get a passport. We don't need a woman to tell us to get a passport. There's passport bros for that. I don't even support the passport bros, but I'm just saying, if you're going to support the passport bros, actually support a black passport bro. Why are you supporting an American black woman who's claiming to be a passport bro? The most logical thing for a black man who's looking for a submissive, feminine, and friendly wife is to get himself leverage, aka make himself something in America so he has the same buying power in America that he has overseas. The real reason most men are going overseas is because it's easier for them because they got that American dollar, they have that American clout, they have that American swag, so the women are going to cooperate because they know that these men can take care of them. If you put yourself in a position to be able to do that in America, if you make yourself a high-earning man, the women here act the same way. The proof of that is all over my page. Women cook for me all the time. Women clean for me all the time. Women dress exactly how I tell them to dress. And before somebody comes and says, I doubt black women are doing all that catering, go to my Why Men Aren't Getting Submission from Women videos. Go to my shorts on my dates. I'll show you all the catering. It's all there. But that's because I put myself in a position where I'm a high-earning man. I'm also an elite man, which means I'm a complete man, which means I can fix things, which means I can build things, which means I have knowledge to pass on to women, which means I've been to the gun range, so I know how to protect the woman. I used to take boxing. I know how to fight. I know how to protect the woman. And I have a personality. I'm myself. I tell you guys to be yourself. The key to beating socially awkwardness is to be yourself. The reason a lot of men are socially awkward is because they're trying to be what they think women like, when women just would like for you to be yourself. And then a woman who likes whoever you are as yourself will come. But y'all just want to tell them to go overseas because their money's worth more, which is an illogical solution. But let's continue.
Holding out for the few women who are listening to Courtney Michelle, listening to Danica Marie and changing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 1 in 1,000 of those women who are actually doing the work, the true work. And not even to mention the ones who don't already have the baggage that men don't want. Because I find that a lot of times these women who are willing to do the work already have either passed the wall, they're somebody's baby mama, or something wrong with them that men would have to settle to deal with them anyways. The women in their prime who don't have any kids aren't willing to do the work as much as women who already have kids and who have hit the wall. So
that's not true. I'm dating a woman who's 23 right now. She does all the work. She cooks, she cleans, she dresses how I want her to dress. She takes care of herself. She paints her nails. She's on it. She's on everything. She listens. She follows the plan. Okay, she is nurturing, she is caring, she is submissive, she's 23, she ain't got no kids, she ain't fat, she ain't ugly, there's nothing wrong with her. These women exist. If that's all men are getting as options, it's probably because the man ain't shit. This is just the reality of the situation. See, if you really want to help black men, you tell them the truth, which is if all you're getting is post-war women with a bunch of fucking problems, you probably ain't shit. Because if you are a prize, trust me, women are very good at locating the prize. Okay? Rich men, successful men, all right? And you don't even have to be rich. Well-off men, high middle income earners, they don't have these problems. I'm surrounded by them in the DMV. I don't have these problems. My friends don't have these problems. But that's because we did the work. We got educated. We went to trade school. We started businesses. If that's all you're getting, you are what you attract at the end of the day. So these men need to do the work, not run away to another country where they're faking the funk and they can't even bring the woman back to this country because if they did, she'd see, wait a minute, you're not living like a boss like you said you were, and hypergamy would click in and she would end up leaving.
either way, men will be losing if they get a wife here. So I don't understand why more female content creators who claim to have men's best interests at heart would not advocate for men to date out or go overseas.
Because there's plenty of examples of men in relationships and marriages over here that's working. I've been in plenty. Again, go through my shorts. Check out my videos. I show you guys feminine, submissive, caring women all the time, cooking all the time, cleaning, even taking me out on dates. It exists. It's not a pipe dream. You also have plenty of channels on YouTube where you see this. Queen Naija and Clarence. DeVale and Kay. There's plenty of examples of this happening in America. Now, if you don't know how to find it because your ass is single, that's one thing. But why act like it doesn't exist? That's crazy to me. But let's continue.
Yeah. I don't know if this is turning into who has men's best interest at heart. Because that's what I keep hearing. If you have their best interest at heart, or if this and that, which, you know, I have my community best interest in heart. I have our future's best interest at heart. I have the children that are here best interest at heart. It's big.
So Courtney's in a nutshell saying I don't really have black men's best interest at heart. I got basically everybody's best interest at heart, which a lot of men are upset by, and I understand, because Courtney came in. Courtney got her platform basically off of pretending to be a Kevin Samuels supporter and pretending she was in the manosphere, and she thought there was all these problems with men. That's ultimately where Courtney got her base from. And now she's changing up like, well, let's, get us back together and da-da-da and blase, which is crazy because that's what Kevin Samuels was about. Nobody was talking this passport shit when Kevin Samuels was alive. But I digress. It's the new wave. I understand. Anyway, she's basically saying, I'm about black people as a whole. I'm about the community as a whole. I'm not just about black men, which I can understand why a lot of black men look at her as a Benedict Arnold because of that. Because she came in basically saying, oh, I'm for the black men, and I understand how the women are crazy. And now she's appears to be doing a 360 and saying, no, I'm about putting black men and black women together. Now, does that make her a chameleon? Yes. But do I support that message? Yeah, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. First of all, what Courtney is suggesting, which is bringing the community together, is a lot more feasible for 90% of black men. The vast majority of black men do not have the means to go out and spend enough time overseas to properly vet a woman, to even decide if she's not some streetwalker trying to hook up with an American because she thinks he's rich, if she's truly feminine, if she's truly submissive, if she's truly traditional, which you have to question if you're overseas and she speaks English, which you have to question if she's overseas and she's from that tradition and she's from that culture and she's willing to give all that up to get with you as an American. You automatically have to question what her motives are. So you need to have enough money to stay there to be able to properly vet this woman. And then you need to have enough money to either bring over there and be good until you get your feet settled, or have a remote source of high earning income to be over there and become good, which still, as a man who has dual citizenship with Barbados and America, I can tell you guys, you have to have a solid reason to go overseas. They're not just going to let you come over there. So even if you're working remotely, they're going to be like, what are you doing for our country? What are you doing for our economy? Okay. But even if you figure all that out, like I said, you have to have a way to have some type of remote income or something where you're still going to be able to provide a certain lifestyle for her. Or you have to be really popping in America in real life so that you could just bring her over here and make it work. Like I said, I have a friend, Ed, a white guy. He brought his wife over from Colombia, but he had enough money to stay over there for months at a time and really make sure her head was on straight and really see what she was about. As a matter of fact, he didn't even actually officially bring her over and marry her for 2 years. He stayed over there for 2 months, for 2 years before he finally brought her back over here and married her. But Ed's a lawyer. He has the bag and the time off and the ability to be able to do that. Most men don't. So realistically, Courtney's idea of trying to bring black men and black women together and get them to stop shitting on each other, especially on public platforms like YouTube, really is the most logical and reasonable explanation, if we're keeping it a buck. But it's not the one that's going to get you paid. You get paid on YouTube by bashing black women and bashing black men. You get paid by being Tommy Sotomayor or Cynthia G, if we're keeping it a buck. So naturally, everyone turns on Courtney because community coming together and getting into relationships is boring. And even though that was ultimately Kevin Samuels' goal, the only reason he blew up the way he did is because he spent most of his time demeaning black women on the public platform and putting them together behind closed doors. So unless Courtney's going to come out here and start demeaning black men or black women, her message is never going to get supported. And the reason Chantelle's being supported is because she's coming out here and basically saying American women, specifically American black women, are trash. Because if she said American white women were trash, they'd take her platform away. But let's continue.
Bigger than me. It's way bigger than me. And again, when I see, and Richie, I sent this to you, and I'll play it as well. When women are getting it together and we can show women that are and change our image of black women here and give women, young girls images of women to look up to besides the Cardi B's, besides the Meg Thee Stallions. That's also the work. Is women seeing Black women looking like a Dorothy Dandridge instead of city girls. That's also the work. It's changing Black women's image. And that's part of it as well. But that's part of it that's here. Everyone knows that American culture travels. And so the image of Black women is going to be the image that they think of Black women when they go overseas as well, too.
Well, Courtney's not saying anything wrong so far. First of all, Black people are the most influential people in America, and if you argue that, you're crazy. Rap music is worldwide. R&B, worldwide. And even though we don't dominate rock and roll, we technically created that. Our swag, the way we dress, our ebonics, the way we talk, you could go anywhere in the world, and I've traveled to many places, and they all think that's cool. Really, it's only in America that Black people aren't viewed as cool. It's really only in America that that's the way it is. And really in America, we are viewed as cool here too, if we're being technical. It's just there's been so much psychological damage done to Black people over here that in their head, everything is a negative. Most people outside the country, if you go to London, you go to France, you go to Cameroon or anything like that, you go to the Caribbean islands, they know that celebrities are just celebrities. They're playing a part. They're acting a role. It's entertainment. They don't do celebrity worship in other places like they do over here, but they just think that the look is cool, the style is cool, the music is cool. So the only thing she wasn't right about was when she said, oh, our image is bad overseas. That's not true. Honestly, just like Black men can go overseas and pretty much pull whatever they want, Black women could do the same thing. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. I've seen them do it. So Courtney's not saying anything wrong here. And even though it seems like she's slanting more towards working with the Black women, she's a Black woman. That's what she's supposed to be doing. That's what I said Chantelle would be doing us a bigger favor as doing. Because we don't need Chantelle to be a passport bros. We have real bros to do that. We need Chantelle to get her sisters together. So I don't see how Courtney is saying anything wrong. Thus far, I'm on the side of Courtney. But, we got time left, so let's see.
So it's, again, more than just marriage is a business to me, but it's also our changing our image. And I have to do that here because it's important, again, to me. So it's not who has man's best interest at heart. It's you might be speaking to someone, but again, I'm not trying to necessarily just speak to men. I want a platform of women.
So what Chantelle's doing here, this is just my take on it. I don't agree that just marriage is a business, right? I don't agree that that has anything to do with the community, right? So she's doing a little bit of word salad here, but she's a girl. That's what girls do. They do word salad. You kind of got to weed through and take the good stuff, right? What she's basically trying to say is I have everybody's best interest at heart. And Chantelle's attack on her is, look, Black men, she's a chameleon. She don't really got your back. She's saying you should come back to the plantation. She's saying you should go back to the evil Black woman, even though she's a Black woman, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. So she's saying, I got your best interest at heart because I'm telling you what you want to hear, which is get a passport and leave these Black hoes alone. Y'all should be rocking with me. So it seems like my original hypothesis that it just must not be enough of a big enough slice in the super chat and cash app pie for both of these girls to eat. Chantelle wants Courtney out the paint. Chantelle's basically saying Courtney doesn't give a damn about Black men, which I'm listening, and that's not what I'm getting from her. What I'm getting from Courtney is the same thing I say all the time. So I'm like, listen, I recommend Black women when they're long, which I do, but I don't hate Black women. I think the best option for Black men and Black women, I think that for all people. There's white people who follow his channel. There's Hispanic people who follow his channel. And I think for all people, most people are going to end up in a relationship with someone of their race. They're not going to end up in an interracial relationship. Interracial relationships are a very small minority no matter what race you are, right? So most people are going to be in relationships of proximity with people who are the same race as them. So the best thing for Black men and Black women to do, using logic, is to stop bitching at each other and come together. I'm not getting from Courtney that she doesn't care about Black men. Now, again, I can see why people would say she's being a chameleon because she didn't come in the game spitting this message necessarily. She was more on the side of the angry Black men. But basically what Chantelle's trying to do is make it seem like she's turned on Black men completely, and she's like, y'all should all come and rock with me because I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear. That's what I'm getting so far. But let's continue.
I want to speak to those, and I'm grateful that my analytics are showing more women. Not only that, my analytics is showing that I got 24-year-olds listening to me. That might not mean much to you, but it means a hell of a lot to me, because that means that these women that are past the wall and the baby mamas, young girls are now starting to listen to as well.
Woo! So essentially what she's saying is, you're saying young girls won't listen, but young girls do listen, because my analytics show that I have women listen to me and most of them are 24. They're from 18 and 24. Now let me say this, right? My analytics, I have a lot of people 18 to 24 and 24 through like 35 who listen to me. I have some people who are like 35 to 45, but the chunk is from 18 to 35, right? Now here's the thing. 25% of my viewership is women. Woo! Let it breathe, run it back. 25% of my viewership is women, right? So similar to what Courtney's saying, guys sometimes be like, oh man, why you not going hard enough on the women? Why you not going hard enough on the women? Well, women are actually listening to me. The guys who come out here and just say F black women, this, F them that, F them this, F them that, they're not going to receive that. They receive what I'm saying. So I understand what Courtney's saying, because I guarantee you Chantelle Simone ain't got more than 10% of women listening to her if she got that much. I guarantee you. And it's because she's not balanced. People can tell when you're not balanced. 25% when you talk the shit I talk says that, well, he might get on us, but he's coming from a good place. That's what that means. So if Chantelle's telling the truth and there's that many women watching her, it means they feel like good energy is coming from her. When you have women like Danica Marie, you have women like Chantelle Simone, and they have like 10%, 8% women viewership despite being women, that clearly essence that they're pander bears. But again, I can see why people are mad at Courtney, because she's doing this switch up and she came in one way. This is why she's now saying young women are listening to her. They weren't before, because she was basically Kevin Samuels with tits before. But let's continue.
It might be a small amount, and I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to change the world. But I believe if I have a platform that is showing what we should be doing and what we should have been doing and what we got wrong, and I'm seeing my analytics and I'm getting messages from 20-year-olds, and I'm specifically getting messages from men that are showing their teenagers my stuff. That's powerful. And I'm not giving up on that.
And you shouldn't, Courtney. I'm actually happy that Courtney is shifting herself toward talking to black women. That's who she should be talking to. What could Courtney tell me? I told y'all a long time ago, never listen to women about women. They're naturally, women are trained to defend each other's bullshit. No matter how much Chantelle pretends, you please believe in real life, she ain't correcting no woman. She's not. It's bullshit. Women are trained to support each other's bullshit. So if they really want to help, they should help each other. Leave the men alone. You shouldn't be listening to no woman. All right, now you can take little bits of advice, like if a woman's going to tell you if a woman does this, she's lying, or if she does this, she's trying to manipulate you. That's fine. But as far as like talking about getting your life together and how to talk to a woman and how to run your household and how to be a leader, you don't need to listen to women about that. They don't know. That's not their job. That would be like me trying to be a femininity coach. I'm not going to be no damn femininity coach. Now, I'll tell you if a man says this, he's lying. If a man does this, he's running game on you. But I'm not going to tell you, do your hair like this, do your nails like that, drop it, flipping and reversing on them like this. I don't know. So I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing what Courtney's saying here. That's wrong. I'm not getting it.
I'm not giving up on our children or nothing, because they deserve love. I'm sorry. But our kids, no one's talking about them.
All right, now listen, I'm going to say this. I'm always skeptical whenever a woman's crying. and she's the same one. She cried when Kevin Samuels died too, and I kind of was like, So I don't know about these tears. All right, now I'm not going to come out here and I'm not going to say she's faking, because it does seem like she's genuinely passionate about what she's saying. But I will say this, if you're going to be a content creator, you got to be stronger than that. You can't be letting shit get to you. Like, you can't be taking these people serious because they're playing characters. You can't be taking these comments serious because they're trolls. You know, like, you will build good connections here. And I understand where she's coming from. I have a lot of 20. Believe it or not, most of the women who listen to me are younger. Most of the guys are a little bit older. There's younger guys too, but most of the guys are a little bit. Almost all the women who listen to me are under the age of 24. So I get where she's coming from, but it's like, you can't be out here crying at the end of the day, because, I mean, it's not that serious. And just me naturally being a man, I know the number one manipulation tactic women use is tears. So anytime a woman starts crying, I'm automatically like, But let's continue.
gonna go to? Who they supposed to look up to?
Their moms, doctors, lawyers, their sisters, their cousins. They don't necessarily need to look up to you. It's not bad if you want to be a role model, but again, I don't really see. Listen, obviously, like I said, I don't know if she's faking or not, but I do think the tears are a little bit much. But let's continue.
We keep talking how bad black women are, but let's show some good black women.
And see, and okay, so I was right. See, she's letting YouTube get to her. She's letting YouTube get to her. And again, is Courtney switching up? Yes, but Courtney's being real. See, now that she said that, I feel like her tears are really real. Because I think the problem is Courtney came in here, right? She probably watched a couple of Kevin Samuels videos. And even though he had a rougher way of delivering a message, he really was trying to help black women. He just had to do the talk shit about him gimmick to keep his thing going. Because at the end of the day, you need a certain level of clout. You need a certain level of subscribers to be able to get through to anybody. Because that's just the way people are. I ain't going to listen to you if you don't got that. So he used that to keep the engine going. But ultimately, he said a lot of good shit. He did help a lot of women. So I think Courtney came out here and made the mistake of thinking that the men in the manosphere really want it. And not all of them, but we about to keep it a whole 100. People going to get mad at me for this, but I don't care. It's the truth. She made the mistake of thinking men in the manosphere really wanted to get with black women. Really wanted black women to be better, really cared about them and just wanted to know what to do. The reality is most of those brothers is too far gone and they don't like y'all. And so I can see that as a black woman, even if you're getting the super chats, right, for echoing their talking points and, you know, agreeing that black women are trash and all this other stuff, I can see how mentally it will start to get to you guys. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't come out here. Now, you could talk about Derrick Jackson. All Derrick Jackson basically said was men are trash. Right? And he was getting all the V-Box behind closed doors. But as a woman, women are naturally more emotional. It's no way you can really convince me, even if you're trying to be a pander bear, that you could come on these panels, you could come on this YouTube, build you a platform of men who can't stand women, who literally never miss an opportunity to shit on black women, and to try to make money by shitting on black women yourself and having black women tell you how disappointed they are in you shitting on them, because it's like, damn, sis, you're supposed to be one of us, and that doesn't get to you mentally. If you're really a caring, nurturing, submissive, feminine woman, it's going to get to you. Hearing people talk shit about your race of women all the time. And being on panels where you constantly feel like, God damn, you calling us everything but a daughter of God. Constantly, every single day. I could see how that would break you down. Nah, it wouldn't break me down because I don't give a shit about YouTube. That's why I said you gotta be tougher than that. But I can understand why she's switching her content up. Guys, she's probably tired of that shit. She's not mentally strong enough to come in here and talk shit about her own sisters and not feel like, damn, I'm selling out. She can't do it. And honestly, I can respect that. I can. I'm gonna keep it real with you. All people might disagree with this video, but I can respect that. She can't do it. So she's like, listen, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta just be about bringing us both together. I can't come out here and keep shitting on my sisters like that. Because if you're not strong enough, if you don't realize this is a game, if you can't check out, it will take a toll on you. So these tears might be authentic. They might be.
So these little girls have something to look up to. I'm so tired of all the bashing and content creators trying to prove points. Because we're still hurting. I'm not out here trying to be the best content creator or who's a pick-me. I don't give a damn. What about their children? I'm tired. I don't know if this and that. Who gives a damn? I'm not speaking. I'm not trying to be the male speaker. I'm trying to work in our community. And I'm passionate about that shit.
That's what I said.
And you know, well, I can kind of understand where she could. Like I said, that shit breaks you down. Especially if you're actually feminine. To come out here and hear people talking shit about you and you got to jump in and talk shit too just to make money, that shit'll break you down. I kind of can't blame her for segueing out. Is she being a chameleon? Yes, but she's doing what she's supposed to be doing now, which is focusing on women. I don't really see how anyone can be mad at her about that.
Earlier, I think you're just not understanding the perspective.
I cannot debate. I'm not trying to debate. And it's nothing for me to try to understand.
A perspective.
I know what needs to be done.
Courtney, can you hear me out? Can I finish the sentence?
Go ahead.
I'm nobody's trying to debate you. I'm presenting an alternative perspective because we live in a world with many perspectives, right? To be so hard-headed on one perspective will be doing the whole community a disadvantage. That's why I said I don't think you are understanding the perspective that I've been trying to present for almost an hour now. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you're doing, but look at it from the other perspective. You're asking men to put up with a market that's trash. You said it, the dating market is trash. Yes.
Okay, listen. Dating is going to be trash. All right, so first of all, if you can't tell that Chantelle is full of shit by now, this is a masculine woman. I'm sorry. No feminine woman is going to see another woman break down the way Courtney just broke down and basically just be like, okay, but I still think men should get their passports. And that's straight up big dick energy. Chantelle hit Courtney with big dick energy. Like she did. Not as a man, I can expect you to be like that, but as a woman to do that? What the fuck? You guys gotta understand. Chantelle don't give a shit. Now, listen, I'm not knocking her because Chantelle's doing what she's supposed to do, which is not giving a damn about YouTube. But Chantelle doesn't care about anything she's saying. Chantelle's about the bag. And she's like, okay, I get all that, what you saying, but I'm trying to get this bag. So what I'm going to say is the dating market is trash. Women are trash. And at the end of the day, these dudes need to get their passports. That's what I'm going to say because that's how I get my $600. And I need my nail money. I need my rent money. So that's what I'm going to say. I mean, you cannot tell me you're a caring, nurturing, feminine, submissive woman and you see another woman break down like that and you don't care. Again, as a man, I can see that. But as a woman, the only way a woman wouldn't care about another woman breaking down crying is if she's either hella in her masculine energy or if Chantelle just don't like Courtney for real in real life, which might be the case. Chantelle might literally be on some shit like, no, I'm queen being here. Ain't no other being here. This y'all queen? Nah, I'm the queen. She might be coming like that. She might be on her Killmonger shit. Because I don't understand. Like, I'm not for a woman to just blow another woman off like she just did. When she broke down like that is wild to me, man. That's wild masculine energy. This is why a lot of you dudes in the manosphere, man, I see why y'all be getting divorced, raped, and put on child support and alimony and shit. Because Chantelle could come out here and say something like that and act like that, and y'all can't see the masculine energy in that. Y'all can't see the non-caring, non-nurturing, non-femininity in that. Who can do that? And like I said, unless you just really don't like this chick, how can you just like blow by that as a woman just to go back to saying, well, the dating market is trash and these boys need to leave? You're a part of the dating market. It can't all be trash. That goes back to what I said in the beginning. Okay, there's a lot of trash men out here. There's a lot of trash women out here. Anyone can talk about that. But as a woman who's not trash, how do the brothers find someone like you? Why can't you talk about that? That's what I'm not understanding. Unless you believe you're trash too. Because I'm going to let you know right now, as I said earlier, you go overseas and you don't know how to vet. You go overseas and you don't have the money to stay and really get to know these women. Your ass going to get pissed on too. That doesn't go away. The dating market doesn't just get better overseas. You got to ask yourself, the dating market was so good overseas. Why are there any single women? Why are they not all married? Why they men don't see the same value in them that American men do? So that was a disingenuous response. But listen, and I'm not hating on Chantelle. I'm just telling you guys, she don't give a damn, period. Courtney was just pretending to care about the male side of things. Courtney really just wants men to come back. She want a man. Okay, and that's fine. She's a woman. She's supposed to. Chantelle don't give a fuck. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting strong, independent. I don't need no man from this girl. I don't see how y'all are missing that. I really don't think she cares, period. At all about any of this shit. She's just saying what she got to say to get her back. But let's continue. Let's go ahead and get ready to wrap this one up. It's almost over.
You have faith that you can change the world. Yes, you have faith that you can influence these girls. Shout out to you. That is why I started my channel, for women like you. So we can sit together and talk together because we have the similar mindset. However, in that meantime, what should the men do? The men can't be sitting around waiting for women who have been disrespected.
The men should be getting their money up. The men should be getting in shape. The men should be learning. The men should be investing. The men should be getting their life together. And once they put themselves in a high earning bracket and they become a complete elite man, like I mentioned earlier, they can fix and build things. All right, they got their finances straight. They can fire a gun. They know how to fight. They've accumulated enough knowledge to teach a woman something. They've built a kingdom that she can move into. Then they should take their pick of the litter. That's what the men should be doing. They should not be trying to get passports and fly over and fuck with hookers. that they can't afford to bring back or move over there with. That's not what they should be doing. I don't understand how that solves anything. You're entitled to that thought, but I don't understand it, especially as a single black woman to say it. But anyways, let's go.
In them for years, since Oprah time. Sister Shahrazad Ali, over 30 years. And the same thing is happening. You're telling men, oh, give us another 30 years and hopefully it will change. If it hasn't changed in 30 years, why on earth would these men hold on to hope that it's changing? Why not?
Well, and this is where I disagree with Courtney. It's not about changing the community. It's about changing the mindsets of the people who listen to you so that they can find happiness. You're not going to change the world. You're not going to change the world. Getting your passport ain't going to change the world. There's a lot of trifling holes over there, too. It's about changing the mindset. If a man doesn't realize how to vet a woman properly, what questions to ask her, what signs to look out for, like a woman who doesn't give a damn about another woman crying. If a man doesn't learn these things, he's not going to have success, period. The difference between the men in happy marriages with submissive, nurturing, caring women, the difference between women in successful relationships with protective, providing, provisioning, leadership, oriented husbands is they understand what to look for and where to go, which is not being taught at all by pretty much Chantelle. I get what Courtney's trying to do, but I mean, in her defense, she even said in her own opinion, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just trying to help my community do that. But Chantelle is essentially saying, fuck all that. We're going to bash these black women. I'm going to let it finish, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. I don't know if she's going to say anything to change my mind, but let me let it finish.
Encourage them to go elsewhere to find wives, while you encourage these young girls to become wives, so the sons of these men can find wives in America when it's their time. That's just a different perspective.
So Chantelle's perspective is, we all wash, send the black men overseas, and let's train our women to be, the young women to be good women, so the next generation can have good women. I'm telling y'all, Chantelle's giving strong, independent, I don't need no man vibes. Because she really wanted a man. If men followed her plan, she would never get one. Her and Courtney will be single forever. Now you got to ask yourself, and this goes back to the beginning of the video, why would a woman be okay with, or come up with a plan that leaves her in that circumstance? Hey, man, y'all better open your eyes and close your mouths, man. Open your ears and close your mouths, I should say.
Trying to present to you, and I honestly don't think you're seeing where I'm coming from.
Okay, so again, it's becoming a fight, and I'm not, as your perspective is your perspective. You can do what you want to do. No one is stopping you. I've never came on no page of yours and said SYSCBM. I don't do that to you. You do it to me.
Courtney, that's not. I didn't.
Hold on.
Now that might be the biases, because Courtney's saying basically that Chantelle be sprinkling hate on her game, and she don't sprinkle hate on Chantelle's game. Now, look, I don't know. I don't really follow these chicks like that. I didn't even, when I got first asked in a live what I thought about Chantelle Simone, I didn't even know who she was. I just recently figured out who she was, so I can't comment on that. I don't know if it's biased or not. I mean, now they're getting into a cat fight.
I'm going to say, please, you do your work what you see fit. I hear every perspective because I'm actually a woman that get on all the platforms. I speak to every subsect of men. The platforms that have 200 subs, I'm on there listening and supporting because I want to know every side, because that's important to me. I cam up on folks that people probably don't even know. I was on someone's channel yesterday listening to a whole nother perspective that I didn't even understand, but I gave my opening ear because I want to listen and get some kind of understanding. But I don't know how. I don't know how to make it clearer than
what I just said went completely over your head.
No, I don't. You have to let me finish speaking, please.
But I'm going. What I just said.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. Courtney was done speaking. I hate when people do that. You gotta let me finish speaking. You were done speaking. She just said something and it bothered you. Now you want to combat that. Now, I don't think what Chantelle said went over Courtney's head. I think Courtney's just essentially saying, listen, just let me do my thing. I'm not really trying to stop you. And Chantelle is hell bent on trying to make Courtney look stupid. There must be Chantelle really don't like Courtney, man. Like legit. She legit don't like her because she's coming at her hard, man. But yeah, Courtney was done speaking. I hate when people do that shit. I wasn't done speaking yet. Yes, you were. You just want to get that last word in because you didn't like what she just said.
Over your head. And that's when I left a comment earlier that we're talking in circles because no, you're moving the goal. I can't
not
do
moving,
it.
Jenny. Go.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Well, you can drop.
I will. Richie, thank you.
This is not what I want.
No, that's not it. That's not it. I just said something that 30 years men have been waiting for change since Shahrazad Ali's time. I support you, Courtney. Mm-hmm. I support what you are doing. That is what you are talking about, and what I'm talking about is two completely different things. Okay. You're no saying.
She like, girl, you talking about putting people together. I'm talking about getting this manosphere money. I'm trying to work these niggas. Get out of my way. That's basically what she's saying right now.
I get on platform to attack you and you never, like, that's not what we're talking about, Courtney. We're on the same side. What I'm saying is that men have been waiting. We're going to say it started with Shahrazad Ali over 30 years ago. Men have been waiting to see the change that you want to happen for 30 years. It has not happened yet. Why not encourage these men to go find wives elsewhere while we work with the daughters? So those men's son, when they're already, those kids, when they're all ready for marriage, the woman, the girls that me, both you, Gail, the Nika Marie, all the quote unquote pick me in the space, those girls that we helped, we worked on, their sons will have wives. This is not an argument. This is not a back and forth. This is me trying to get us to work together while men who are marriage minded now go find their wives elsewhere.
Okay, so I'm going to try to finish at my point that I...
Oh, my God!
So that's basically the end of that. In a nutshell, honestly, what I got from it is Chantelle's basically like, I'm going to continue to tell these men they need to go somewhere else and that there's no good women out here, which is a lie, which is cap. That they can't find good women, which is cap, which that they'll have an easier time finding the good submissive women who will love them overseas than here, which is cap, because most of those women are looking for green cards or American come up. She's not warning them about the negative sides of going overseas, which most passport supporters don't do. They just tell you to go over there. It's the greatest sin. She's trying to make money. She's trying to get super chats. Courtney's actually trying to help, and as I said on Peso Man's channel a long time ago, as a black man or a black woman, when you actually try to bring black people together, you're going to get the most smoke and the most heat, and the most support will always go to the people who are just being divisive, especially in America, because we've been broken down in America. So basically, Chantelle's saying, I'm a sellout. And so if you're not selling out anymore, we can't work together. That's pretty much what I got from it. In my opinion, Chantelle handled the debate better because she was more in her masculine energy. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not saying she's a masculine woman. I'm just telling you that's why she handled the debate better. But Courtney actually had the better points. I agreed with way more of what Courtney was saying versus what Chantelle was saying. So that's my take on this. To me personally, Courtney's perspective makes sense. Chantelle's perspective does not. It would leave her and any woman who's not basically a child without a man. Which is, if you claim to want a husband, how can you get one with that mindset? It's counterproductive. Chantelle, in my opinion, is selling out for the bag, which she can do what she wants, but she should just call it what it is. And Courtney, for whatever reason, didn't call her on it. I would have just told the truth, like, yeah, you want to pander. I'm actually trying to help. That would have lit shit on fire. But that's neither here nor there. That's my perspective on that. Hopefully y'all got something out of that. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.